I'm not afraid to be silly sometimes, to have a little bit of fun, to laugh. And I think that's what it's about. There are a lot of people who take themselves, what they do in life, just absolutely too serious. I want to give some of my rocks to people. So some of my subscribers. Not actually to all of them. I have, 250, I think, subscribers, which is a lot. I paint 250 rocks, trust me. But I want to give them to people who subscribe to me, even if you only subscribe for 1 minute. Some of these rocks I'm going to give away. But I can't afford to give to everybody. So for a limited time only, if you write to me and ask for a rock, I'll see if I can arrange it. Maybe it'll take some time because I have to do according to what I can afford to do. And I've never shipped anything heavy like this where I have to kind of weigh it, pay for postage and everything else. But some people I have to send rocks to people. There are some people who are definitely going to get rocks. Some of my really, really close friends on YouTube. But I'm going to do that. It's one of the things I want to do. But I was thinking about a lot of different things today. And that is about people trying to be perfect at things. Sometimes in life we try to be perfect, but you got to wonder, what is perfect exactly? What is perfect? What does it mean to be perfect in anything? When I paint, I'm actually better at painting than I used to be. I don't know here's my original painting. I want to just sort of show this. This was my very first painted rock. I painted this back in 1998. And I did it because I just wanted to do it. My sister used to paint. My sister died in 1990. But she would paint a lot. And I always thought, wow, she can do that real good. She's very talented. And I thought, well, let me just do it. Let me just paint. Because I know I took a class when I was in high school, an art class. Where I never actually painted. What we did was like with charcoal and stuff. And with using chalk. I never actually took a paintbrush to anything. But then I knew I actually had something that resembled a talent in some way. Because I used to be the vice president of a student organization when I was going to school, when I was in college. And I thought to myself, well, I had to make posters. Now, my friend at that time, he's still my friend. I haven't seen him in a while. But he was very good at art. He was very good at painting things. He was the vice president. And he left. So he said, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to deal with the posters. So when I became the vice president, it was up to me now to do the posters. And I thought, I have no idea how to do this. So I just I found some way to actually make posters to announce the meetings every week. And I just came up with things. I actually invented all kind of ways of making a poster with some type of art to it. And it was actually pretty good. I remember one of them was really good. A lot of people liked it. So I thought, well, I must have something that resembles a talent. And so at some point, I think that idea just kept growing in my mind. And then I decided to take a paintbrush. I got some brushes and a little bit of acrylic paint, and I just painted this. And I put some varnish on it. And I said, I'm going to start painting just for fun. And when I paint, I do it purely for the fun of it. I do it because it's fun. And I think that's what people should do. You should do something because it's fun. I've even tried to write poetry. I mean, some of my poems, you probably would laugh at them, and I'm not great at it, and I don't think I ever will be. Not because, I just don't have it in me to be great. It's just I'm not that interested in being great. I think, and I thought about this. In order to be good at anything, you actually have to make a deliberate effort to be good at it. One doesn't become good at something purely by accident. Being good at something takes effort. It takes energy. It takes dedication. And I'm not that dedicated to being good at poetry, but I love to read it. One of my favorite poets is Walt Whitman. I could read Walt Whitman's poems forever. And Robert Frost, he's one of my favorite poets. I just love Robert Frost. I could read his poems forever. And there's other poets that I like a lot. You know, John Keats and others. But, you know, to be that good at something, it takes years of dedication and devotion and work and effort. And you also have to love poetry. You have to be in love with expressing yourself and saying it in a poetic way. You know. And I think I express myself poetically, but not in writing of poems. I have my own way of doing my videos. It's my own style. I don't try to imitate somebody else. I learn from other people. I mean, learning from other people and imitating other people are two different things. You know. And a lot of people have encouraged me, and that's important. I have people who encourage you to do things. You know, I got to give a shout out to my friend Twish 1999 because she actually got me encouraged to make videos, to put a video out there. You know, because when I watch her videos, I say, I want to do that. I want to do what she does. You know, I mean, there are lots of people make videos on YouTube, but, you know, I thought about that. And I remember writing to her and I said, I'm going to make a video one of these days, you know. And then I get enough courage to actually upload. And it took courage to do it. To put up something up there and know that people are going to look at it and judge it. You know, now I have 460 some odd. I forget how many. I probably have about, I know I have more than 500 actually, because I actually have 10 channels. I don't let everybody know all those channels. Some of them are very anonymous. I have at least 10 channels out there. You know. And I put up videos. And my number one video is that one, the Death Row Final Meal, which was just the silliest thing that I think I've ever done. The day I did that, I wasn't even thinking. I was sitting down eating. And it was actually the second video about a death row meal that I did. I made one I called it a death row lunch. And then so then I made this other one. I said I could make it a little bit better. And so I called it the Death Row Final Meal. I think it was the title that caught people's attention. You know. And I had no idea that video was going to get that big. My second best video, which I actually thought would be kind of big, and it is, but it's on a different channel. It's on my Rock Painter 1 channel. That's the one where I show myself giving an injection of insulin. It's, you know, an insulin pen injection video. But, you know, it's funny that when you do things, you don't know how it's going to work. I have no idea, you know, which one of my videos are going to be really big and which ones aren't. But I don't try to be big. I think what's more important to me is that I enjoy what I'm doing. As long as I enjoy making videos, as long as I enjoy putting these things out there, that I'm going to keep doing it. I mean, I'm just talking right now, just sort of rambling on, but one thing that I have to say to every subscriber, I may not always write back to people, but I do read every comment that people write. Everything that people write, I do read it. You know. A lot of times I'll even give a thumbs up to the comment. Although, you know, usually unless it gets 20 or 30 thumbs up, it doesn't show up. But, you know, but there are a lot of people who I learn a lot from. And I was thinking about Laura Layla, Kathy. I learned a lot from her. And I was thinking about Fred, also known as Conference Report. Because, you know, I was thinking, when I watched his videos, I used to watch his videos, I still watch his videos a lot. And I kept thinking, you know, he's a lot like me. He reminds me a lot of me. Because except I wasn't using a video camera. And I've talked about this before. I actually have like hundreds of cassette tapes. I think I've shown I might have even shown a big box I have with like literally I have about 1,000 tapes. And I would always talk and talk and talk out ideals about things. Just things I'm thinking. For no particular reason except I just wanted to talk out an ideal. And it's always interesting too because sometimes I'll listen to something I made 10 or even 20 years, literally 20 years ago. I've actually been doing this for more than 20 years, like 30 years, talking about things. So it just comes naturally to me to do this. But, I like what he does, to talk out these ideals and talk about things and look at things. Because sometimes you look at things, then you look at it and you compare what you said last week to something else. You say, yeah, you can see where you make changes in things because you grow. I made this video and I was talking about Emerson, what Emerson said about, foolish consistency. That sometimes you have to change your mind because you think one way at one moment, but then, think what today thinks. That's what Emerson says. And then think what tomorrow thinks tomorrow. Just let that be what it's going to be. If it's not the same as what you were thinking before, so what? It's okay to change. It's okay to change your mind, to have a different way. But you only know that when you express something. When you put it in writing, when you put it on tape, when you put it on video, you can look back at it. You can see, yeah, I said that a long time ago. But now I'm thinking a little bit different today because I got new information and a new insight. And maybe somebody said something to me and it made me think a little bit different. And that's what it's all about. It's all about growing and learning and improving. The one thing I want to do is try to make my videos better. Until I have some money to actually, get equipment to make better quality videos, insofar as the actual physical quality and being able to do certain things with a video, I'll try to improve my ideals, my thoughts. And I'm doing things and I'm having fun with it. And as long as I'm having fun and I'm enjoying this, and hopefully it's fun for people to listen to what I'm saying, even if it sounds crazy and silly and sometimes it might give you a laugh or two, then that's what it's all about. That's what I think it's really all about. That's just my thoughts on it.